Thanks for your time.
Okay, thank you very much. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Elyse Gardner, E-L-Y-S-E, G-A-R-D-N-E-R, Humane Observer. I'm also speaking today on behalf of the Cloud Foundation, Range Equine Rescue, and the Colorado Wild Horse and Burro Coalition. 25,000 or more people involved. So look at me and see numbers.
Are you
like the wild horses.
Are you
I am not. I am Californian, which raises the very important point that Nevada is the keeper of a very precious trust, because the wild horses of this country are a national treasure. They are a heritage species, and they belong to all of us. And you Nevadans have the actually enviable position of being their caretakers. And I think you really don't realize the treasure that you have, and I think a lot of people made some good points today about ecotourism. I go on record for all of these organizations I represent today as being opposed to AB329. And I need to say that as a court reporter, I've been documenting the roundups since, for the last 2 years. I suffered through the Calico Roundup. I've gone to the holding facilities. The point today is that the water issue, this bill is an attempt to wrest power from the BLM. The ranchers here that I've discussed this with earlier expressed a great deal of dissatisfaction, and they want lower AMLs, they want fewer horses, and this bill is really seen as an attempt to wrest some power from BLM and control the wild horses in the state. And with my legal background as a court reporter and a former legal secretary, I've heard a lot of word games in my career, and this semantic jungle of if you get livestock water rights, then you can water the horses with it. I have never heard anything more absurd. And you know, Denise Vogel made an excellent point. What is the legal basis for this? I mean, and what is the purpose for it? So the motives here.
Sorry, we have to. Some senators have to shuffle back and forth, so sorry about that.
You know, the motives here are obvious. I mean, this is a very, very thinly veiled attempt to undermine the status of these horses and ultimately to kill them off, really. And I want to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for your patience and your interest and your openness. I'm impressed with your questions and attention, and I want to thank you for that.
Thank you, and please visit our gift shop. Okay, thank you. This link.
My name for the record is Mandy McNitt. I'm a resident here in Washoe Valley and just a taxpayer. I did submit something for all of you to read, and I was going to read it, but I think I'll just hit some pretty important points just in closing for today. It seems to be that one of the points that was made is that if this law is passed, it will make wild horse sanctuaries almost non-existent down the road if we come into water problems. And if it makes it difficult for sanctuaries to come into existence, or existing sanctuaries to continue their existence due to water issues, doesn't that make the BLM's job that much harder? They're saying that they have so many horses in all of these reserves everywhere that they can't afford to feed anymore. And as citizens, we're concerned, we want to help out, but if we're hamstrung by our state government, then how can we help the BLM solve a national problem as they see it? One interesting thing I thought was that when Assemblyman Greg Achia first came in this afternoon, he said that he didn't intend for all of this hullabaloo, I guess you could say, to happen, that he just meant to be a simple bill, you know, nothing beyond that. And yeah, I find it interesting that all of the supporters of this bill read a lot more into the bill than the Assemblyman did. Everyone from the Farm Bureau to the Cattlemen's Association to Nevada Conservation And all these gentlemen and their associations are well-known opponents to wild horse existence, no matter what their bylaws may say. And they seem to see a lot of potential in this law regarding wild horse existence on our lands. If the state of Nevada goes ahead and passes this law, I think one thing is very clear, and I don't think any of us are delusional about it. It doesn't necessarily include anything, but what it does do is exclude wild horses and burros. There's no doubt about it. If we exclude them, what happens to their prior appropriation? I think this lady right here was very astute to say that it doesn't say just for humans under the water division here in Nevada. And since the Nevada water law is designed to ensure users are protected, even as new water users, new water uses, excuse me, are allocated, how does that happen? Under Nevada law, rights to use of Nevada water can only be lost in present-day legal terms through voluntary abandonment. I don't think you can say that wild horse roundups are voluntary, not for the horses, and they haven't left. So they're here, they have water they want to drink. And, well, I'm rambling at this point. I think I've made my point. I thank you for your time.
I don't think you were rambling. I think you did a good job, so thank you. Okay, thank you very much. I want to just mention that everybody did a really good job. I appreciate everybody being very respectful. We did about 3 times. State your name for the record.
My name is Betty Kelly, and I've been a Northern Nevada resident since 1970, 40 years plus. And I've been into the wild horse rescue and advocate for that long. And I appreciate your courtesy in your committee. It hasn't been that pleasant in previous times when I've testified before your committee, but I really appreciate it. But I have to say, I hope that you got a copy of this and you'll read it. I went to great pains to get it all done and to get it to you. But anyway, I want you to know from my experience on this long time that a lot of the pro testimony that was given is really mythical, and it's not true. It's the old myths that have been perpetuated by this industry. And I just want you to know that we need to bring Nevada into the 21st century and stop this raging attack against America's wild horse in our state. I mean, they deserve more. Wild Horse Annie and the children that passed this 1971 law, you know, we need to really respect them, and I do. And in closing, I have a little thing that I usually say that kind of explains what the guys that were talking about this bill, simple and all that stuff, and please forgive me if it's offensive, but it's a phrase that's frequently has been used. Trust me, you won't get pregnant, but what's going to happen is everybody, if this bill is passed, it's going to be a big missed pregnancy against the wild horses. And I hope that you guys will really have an open mind and put this bill to rest, because it is literally garbage. Yeah. It is such garbage, and it's attacks against the wild horses and not about water. They're using that to attack the wild horses. I've been in this for a long time, and I know how these people work. And I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it is. This may be the last time I ever testify, but I just had to do it. Thank you. I really appreciate you being courteous and letting people talk.
Well,
it's a real switch.
We thank everyone for spending their Friday night here at the legislative building here and, of course, in Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Thank you. If there's anything else to come before the committee, we are adjourned. We'll see you.